All right, here we go. Take two. Guys, it is the real Randy Chavez here coming out with a stock video. This one specifically about Tesla. Why? Because I love it. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just something that I do. I'm very passionate about Tesla. And this is just what I'm doing. Getting more Tesla this week. Why? Well, let's take a look at Tesla's market cap compared to some other companies that are already in the S&P 500, like Ford. Ford has 190,000 employees and its market cap of 20 billion. Now, going a little bit of a number shift with GM, has less employees, 160,000, but it has $32 billion market cap. How do they compare with Tesla? Well, Tesla has 50,000 employees and it has anywhere between 140 and $150 billion market cap. Why is that important? Because GM and Ford and a lot of other car companies, Chrysler, they all have a butt ton of debt. Tens of billions of dollars, hundreds of billions between all of them. Tesla has what, 11 billion? But they also have like 7-8 billion in cash sitting there. Obviously, Q2 they're going to lose a little bit because of the pandemic, but outside of that, let's take a look at why it is leading every other electronic vehicle car company in the world right now. Why? Because in April of 2017, excluding ICE vehicles, Tesla had the best range, going with electric vehicles now, and the only other non-Tesla that was the second best that could compete with it, it had 97 miles of less range. Tesla outdid the competition in 2017, April, by almost 100 miles. Now, obviously, you have a bunch of talented engineers, a bunch of talented people, a bunch of these car companies with hundreds of millions of dollars, billions of dollars that they could throw into R&D. And, we thought that Tesla, which had a 17% market share, would go down, went up to 18%. And not only that, but their lead in range went up as well. Went from 97-mile lead to 132-mile lead of range. Now, obviously, you're going to have some people saying that other companies are going to buy engineers. Other companies are going to say, like, they're going to offer you $200,000 kids right out of school. And they very well might try to do that. But similar to what I go over on my Pokemon channel, is that some people, like if they buy, a trophy card, like a 5-figure card, and 5 figures mean like 10 grand and above, and they're offered 5 times as much what they paid for it the very next day, they won't sell. They won't sell for the extra 50,000, 100,000, even $1 million, because they know they have a piece of history. They know that they have something that is unquantifiable. Something that, you could measure and it's, essentially cardboard, but pieces of history that you might never get again. Now, why am I mentioning that? Why am I mentioning that, people not selling Pokemon cards is assimilating to engineers not wanting to be bought? Because they won't. People are going to want to work on what's important. And I'm not just saying this. A recent poll showed that now Tesla was number 2 as far as engineers coming out of school polled. Who do they most want to go work for? Tesla was beat out by SpaceX, Elon Musk's other company. So SpaceX and Tesla have their pick of the litter. Obviously, they can only hire so many people, but they will hire the best and the brightest. They will hire the ones that are most innovative. And everyone else, and again, if you're an engineer, most of the times you're not dumb. Met a few and a couple of them are. But for the most part, they're going to get the pick of the litter. Everyone else is going to be not scraping the bottom of the barrel, but they're just going to get what's left over. And right now, that is a huge advantage. Regardless of what people offer them, if Tesla's, let's say their salary was 100 grand, starting, and GM or Ford or Chrysler or whoever decides to say, like, this is a talented engineer, I'm going to offer you 150, 50% more every single year, starting. They're just not going to do it. Because the problems that they're working on are the problems of the future to bring us to sustainable energy, and that's something that really just can't be bought. So outside of that, there's a couple of other things that I want to go over, like the head of the U.S. Army's Futures and Concept Center, Lieutenant General Eric Wesley. He's a 3-star general in the Army, and he is writing a white paper for the military use of electronic vehicles. Now, up until this point, they had a idea of having a traveling, like a nuclear power for their vehicles, and it obviously thought that could be disastrous for some reasons. So why not try electronic vehicles? So we have police forces all around the world wanting some Cybertrucks. You have military is wanting it as well. And anyone that is served like me knows that contractors are the ones that are going, people in contracting, they're going to be the ones to make the decisions. And they are not dumb people either. They know what is best. And electronic vehicles are it. Amazon also, again, it's not just military, it's not just police, it's major companies around the world. Amazon, which Jeff Bezos, I think, stupidly is letting his little tit for tat spat with Elon Musk get in the way of his company, because even though he's not ordering Teslas, he is ordering 100,000 electronic vans from the company Rivian. Rivian is a company that I don't think is going to be profitable ever. Jeff Bezos, I think, might actually buy them out. His idea might be to just buy them, make a bunch of electronic vans for himself, and then maybe try to sell those electronic vans or lease them out to FedEx, UPS, even the United States Postal Service. I don't know how many strings of government he would have to go through for that, but either way, even if some people that don't like Elon Musk aren't buying Tesla, they're going to electric vehicles because it's cheaper. They're not going to need people to drive them eventually. It's just going to, and you have that great power foothold saying like, oh, look at us. We're clean energy. We're not emitting carbon into the atmosphere. And that's just something that other people everyone eventually, whether they realize it now or not, is going to want to be on the right side of history. And that's going to be with clean energy. It's going to be with electric vehicles. And the auto industry, although is changing, albeit slow right now, it's not going to stay slow for long. It's going to pick up speed. And as it picks up speed, the cost of the internal combustion engines or ICE vehicles is going to go up because of lack of demand. And the price of batteries are only going to go down. I think Tesla on Battery Investor Day in like a month, who knows now. I think next month is going to have a live stream, and then 2 months after that, it's going to have an actual demonstration, and he's going to say that, oh, we cracked a 100 kilowatt per hour battery. And he's going to say that we have a 1,000,000-mile battery, something that gives people incentive to buy electric vehicles. They might actually be already doing it in China. We don't know. But also on a Q earnings call, we learned that the Q1 earnings call that came out last month, we learned that Tesla said, or Elon Musk said, that 40% of people who get their solar roofs, which are up to 1,000 a week now, they install 1,000 solar roofs a week, 40% of those people get a Powerwall as well. So excluding the solar roofs, the 1,000 a week, 40% of that, which would be 400 a week, are getting a Powerwall. Powerwall is $5,000 per unit. And most everyone at least just gets one. Some people get two, but for right now, I'll keep numbers even, say one. That is 400 times $5,000, which is about $2 million a week. And obviously it's 52 weeks in a year, but Christmas and New Year's and Guy Fawkes Day and all that, I'm going to average it at 50 weeks. That is an extra $100 million per year in revenue just from the Powerwall, something that analysts are sleeping on. Even the bulls. I'm not even counting the Tesla bears that think that, oh, the competition is coming and Elon Musk is going to drive the company into the ground with his tweets. The people. I'm talking about the bulls that are all about, they know about the autonomous driving. Some mention the batteries for the cars. Some mention the fact that, they're opening up in Austin, Texas, which is going to be great. That governor better let the freaking sell Teslas now. China, Berlin, everywhere else. But everyone, even the bulls, are sleeping on solar. Solar, which they already have in Australia, which they had put in a bid for, the auto bidder in for the UK. They are going to overtake grid companies. Again, it's just my opinion, but Tesla utilities are going to go through the roof, and Tesla is going to go through the moon because of that. Now, Tesla also had a couple of new patents that are filled. I don't know too much about those, but that's all I wanted to say today. I'm going to buy a Tesla. Hope you do all as well. Again, not advice, just my opinion, just what I'm doing. I love you all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.